Hello, hello. How is everybody doing out there? Let me, oh. I've got to get my mic on there. Oh, pardon me. I'm very distracted today. Anyway, greetings. Welcome to Taiji. We are here at the end of June. Look at that. So everybody knows, we will be taking a break here during the summer, as we usually do. But it looks like we're going to be opening up here pretty soon. So there may be a Taiji class outside in the future here for the summer, which would be really nice to get back out there and there. Not positive when we'll return to the indoor spaces and all that, but other than that, everything seems to be going that direction. So there you go. Very good. Anyway, we'll go through the warm-up here, and then what I want to do today is to go over a little bit of the exercises and what they mean and stuff like that. And so when people hit this series, if you want to come back to it and all that, and if you're going to join us in class, these are good references. So I'll go through all of that here today. Anyway, remember, check out the social media, ask questions. We've got the live chat here. I'll try to keep an eye on that, and the other social media sites, Facebook and the like as well, and YouTube. So, well, YouTube is this, so that takes care of it all. All right. Anyway, let's go get warmed up, and then we'll move on. So. Okay, so get nice and straight, tall, like you're trying to measure yourself up against the door as a child. All right, we're going to relax, bend those knees, come back up, and bounce. We want to try to concentrate the breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Bring it into the lower abdomen. We can talk about that here a little bit later. Exactly how to do that. Good. You're just trying to feel everything kind of shake and get nice and relaxed. All right, and come to a stop. Okay, forward arm circles. Bring the right hand up to the hip. Go straight out in front of you up to the shoulder. Bring it into the shoulder as the left hand comes out from the hip up to the shoulder, and make 2 circles on either side of the body. All right, and reverse, out from the shoulder and into the hip. And come to a stop. Okay. Shift all the weight onto the left leg. Take a small step out to the right. I'll shift over so I stay a little bit more centered. There we go. Right hand crosses the body, comes up to the face, turn and switch, Make it smooth. And come to a stop over the right or left leg. Step in with the right and hands in front of the chest. Sit back, up onto the toes. And reverse. And come to a stop. Turn out the right foot. Small step out to the left diagonal. Hands at chest level. Don't let them move up and down from this point. Reach out, pull back, counterclockwise circles. And step in, back out. Now go counterclockwise. And step in, back out, continue clockwise. That last one was supposed to be clockwise, not counterclockwise. And step in, back out, and now back to counterclockwise. Good. And step up, beginning position. Hands together. Stretch up, shoulder, waist, hip, knee, knee, hip, waist, shoulder, center, and up. Other side. Up, shoulder, waist, hip, knee, knee, hip, waist, shoulder, center, and up. Okay. And again. Up, shoulder, waist, hip, knee, knee, hip, waist, shoulder, center, and up. And up, shoulder, waist, hip, knee, knee, hip, waist, and shoulder, center, and up. One more time, each side. Up, shoulder, waist, hip, knee, knee, hip, waist, shoulder, center, and up. Okay. Last time. Up, shoulder, waist, hip, knee, knee, hip, waist, shoulder, center, and up. Okay. Very good. So, that ends the warm-up. I see we no chats as of yet. We'll see what we have so far on other things. We're good. Okay. Okay, so the next bit. What are we usually doing here? What are these exercises that I'm showing you? I will give a little demo here. We can put that up a little bit. See the edge of my studio there. There we go. Okay. Okay. So, if you go back to the other videos, you'll see a lot of these exercises. The first part of these exercises, these two circles here. Now, they're compound movements in the body, biomechanically. There's a lot of, there's rotation, there's adduction, right? And then there's the opposite, extension and abduction, right? So adduction, abduction. Right? If you are familiar with these terms or human movement science or something like that, that will make sense to you. If not, don't worry about it. What we're really talking about is that these are the way that your arms move, right? This is kind of like their compound movement right here. This way and this way, right? Okay. You can do this, you can do this, you can do this, right? All of that kind of comes through in here. We can kind of come out like that. And as you notice, or you should notice, it's in the warm-ups as well. Done a little different, but it is the same. Okay? That's called Fair Lady's looks at herself in the mirror, right? In Taiji, we call this Yunsho cloud hands. Right? If we go the other way, like this, right, we get our Xiaobu, which means brush knee and cross step. Just like that. Okay? So these two circles are there. Now, technically speaking, this is called a silk reeling exercise or chansujin, which means it's a metaphor for two things. One, for the wringing of dyed silk being analogous to what you're doing to the body, right? And then the other way, silk reeling, which really should be translated in that sense as silk unreeling, is where you are trying to harvest silk from a cocoon by unwinding it. And you have to go very, very evenly, right? It's not how hard or fast or that. It's as long as it's even so that there's no imbalance, otherwise it'll break. Very fragile that way. So that's what these are. These are exercises that are meant to kind of unravel the mechanics that we're going to be encountering in Taiji, right? whatever it is. You know, all of this, which is I mean, it's improvisational as far as a sequence goes, but all of these movements are right here. I just change the angle and orientation of them, right? And I get all of that wonderful noodly looking type arm motion, right? To me, it doesn't necessarily feel noodly. It feels firm, right? Like I could hit with this, okay? That, right? That as I'm going like this, if somebody were to push on my arm, I could either let it yield through or turn out and resist it, right? Either way, I'm comfortable doing either one of those. And that comes from these exercises, right? Arm going one way, arm going the other, right? In and out, right? We'll get to those here. We'll probably come back to that in a second. Now, with the breathing, let's talk about the breathing. I said in through the nose, out through the mouth. You can go out through the nose too. Don't go in through the mouth. That will give you too much. You'll start to hyperventilate. You can do that. You know, it's just you just don't try to resist the urge to right in through the nose to get a good oxygen mixture, right, and slow the breath down so that it gets to the oxygen gets to the limbs, right? If you want to talk about it in Chinese terms, you're letting the qi come in, and you have to let it get out to your extremities. There, either way works. Whatever image gets you there, right? So if I inhale, my belly comes out. When I exhale, it goes in. Go inside here. So, there we go. Develop that over time, right? You think about that. Don't force it, right? You'll tend to fall into these things. That's the other thing too. If you do the breathing and you do the weight shifts and you do all of that, what you do with your hands means relatively little. Okay? I'll show you. Let's start with the first one, brush the bird's tail. So as I come out here, I start like that, here, separate down, lift, and in. There, okay? Looks like a lot of moves, a lot of complication, all of that. However, I'm just going to hold my hands like this and do everything else. Right? You see my hands almost do the motions themselves, right? If I go out here like this, it's pretty easy for me just to reach over there and grab, right? Then when I come back, I come forward, okay? My hands stay right here, okay? There. Now, as we're going through that one, right, we're thinking about the shifting of our weight, right? We shift forward with the shoulder, shift back with the shoulder, we shift forward with the hips squared, and back with the hips squared, right? And these are where we're getting all of our energies, okay? Okay, so that's what that there is for. Now, let's talk about flow and energy, okay? the way I've been doing these exercises is what we call long energy, which means it is unbroken. Okay? It is a smooth flow from one move to the other. Okay? Now, this is the ideal and is the goal. Okay? However, it is not always that easy, especially when you're starting out. Okay? There is another way to do Tai Chi, which is not often taught, or at least accentuated, because people like to see these flowing movements, right? They're very beautiful, they're nice to watch, right? But we can also do this form in short energy. Short energy means that at each point I stop, the energy breaks, and then it begins again, right? Different people will put these breaks at certain different places. In fact, when you're practicing it yourself, at higher levels, you'll do that yourself. Because here, I'm going to try it this way, right? Now, we also do it what we call small or small frame, right? And that means that my limbs are not fully extending, right? They're kind of staying in the middle. They're extending a little bit, but there's always a little bit of a give in there, okay? We're not going utterly low all the time, right? A couple of times we do, but our basic stance up here is much more natural, okay? That's our small frame. Large frame would be where you are getting down into very extended positions, right? And coming up and doing that. Now, you can do each of these things with a frame and an energy, right? So you can do it short frame, or a short energy, small frame, or short energy, long frame, and so forth and so on, right? That's absolutely no problem. So when you're starting out with all of this, what's a very good idea is to do it, as we say, in our small frame, or our short energy, right? So instead of thinking about tying all of these little things together, think about each component piece, do that smoothly. Stop. Then start again and do another thing, okay? So we'll show you how that works here. So with brush the bird's tail, all right, I'll go on this side again. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So that's short. Right? Don't worry about the flow through the whole thing. That kind of comes later. Right? As you get really good at this and you know these movements and you've patterned these movements very, very well, then all manner of things can come out very smoothly. Right? For right now, we'll do it here. So let's move on to the next one, that forward motion. We bring up our leg, we brush our knee, we step, we chop, chop it up, right? We turn, bring up the knee, brush, sink as you bring this to your ear, step, shift, and chop, right? This also patterns the body correctly. Not directly into a flowing state. But the thing about it is, the flowing state is an illusion. Okay? All of this is based on patterns which are being produced in sequence and being altered by tiny little metrics. Right? So, even moving like this is going to give you a benefit. Right? We always want to remember that. Right? So when we're doing the brush knee, each of those little parts, right? Brush, sink, bring it to the ear, step, and then shift and you chop. Right? So each part is separate. When you take that step out, it'll be hard to keep your weight on this leg and then shift it over. But that's one of the reasons this way is good. Okay? It's going to give you that base. Right? So let me go over the other two or the other three to show you where the breaks can be, and then we'll see what we got. I still don't think we have any responses, but that is okay. All right, so next one, monkey stepping back. Danyan Ho. Right, this one here. I'm not going to talk about the breath per se right now. I'll give a little bit of that at the end, but it's not as important. Right? So, when you come up here, one, and then bring it up here. So, oops, you can't see. So, I'm going to be starting from this position here. Right? What I want to do is I come up, grab. Okay? So here, grab, back, hand up here like this. Then I'm going to turn. You see? I turn, step back, and there. So each of those little things is separate. I'll go from here, so here, boom, boom, right? Go forward, okay, either way. So, there we go. All right, so the next one here, flying diagonally and parting a horse's mane. They're going to use the same type of footwork. You're going to come in, you close up like this, or like this, step out, shift. Parting horse's mane. Boom. Okay, hold this position for a second. Come in. Step out. Shift. And there you go. Okay. All right. The other way to do that, flying diagonally, same footwork, same thing, coming in here or here. Step out, but this time separate here. Bring this up, like an elbow going that way, to your temple, and push down with this hand. You see? Bring it in. All right. Short energy. Find those breaks. Go through them. When you start learning the form, that will come in very, very handy because you can hit these little road markings, right? That you can form a map in your head of whatever you're doing. Okay. All right, the last one. Cloud hands. Cloud hands has a couple of steps to it. It's all of these last four kind of rolled into one. Right? So you're taking the skills and abilities that you did in the past ones and you're doing it here. So we go like this. From here, if I'm going that way, right? If I'm starting off this way, what I'll do first is turn there. Now, with this hand, I'm going to go down. I'm going to put my weight to this leg, to my, in this case, right leg. I'm going to scoop down as I do that. Then I'm going to step out. Then I'm going to sit. I push out. I switch my hands, turn, push out. Stand up. Scoop down. Okay? So that's how we're dividing that one there. Okay? I'll do it again. We'll do from here. 1, 2, 3. All right? And if I go the other way, and there we are. Okay. So that's a different way to approach it. So much is focused on when we talk about flow and smoothness and all of that, and very little is given as far as stepping stones to that. And that's what this is. These are stepping stones to that smooth flow, uninterrupted form that so much of the Chinese martial arts are known for. So, there you go. Alrighty. Well, we are at the end of my instructional time and ideas here. I can pontificate a little bit and let people have some questions. If they come up, I didn't see any yet, but I'll kind of sum up here. Give a little shout out to the other videos. If you go back to the list here live for all of the videos here on the channel, you will find the Tai Chi Online there on the Liberty YouTube channel. I am working on getting it put up on the website so that people can access it directly from there, but we'll keep you abreast of that situation. Anyway, like I said, this idea of flow and of being always kind of in an uninterrupted state of movement, while I said is the ideal and is where we're kind of going for when we're talking about these arts. Starting out, we want to start off very deliberately, very specifically, and carefully. That way, we're going to build up skills that we know that we can use, right? Because if you flow too much, you do run the risk of just kind of muddying the waters, right? So that's the basic idea with that. Okay. Still nothing much Nothing yet. Okay, well, I'll start wrapping up. As I said, this is the last of the videos in this series. You can go back and check them out on the YouTube channel. I will put them in a playlist so that they can be easily accessed that way. And even when you come to class in outside or in the Mind Body Studio or whenever we return, these will still be up there and still be available for everybody to reference, to do, and to work out with at home too, because everybody needs to practice themselves. So tips I would give people as they're learning this is, again, take it slow, be very deliberate in what you're doing, don't be in any rush. This is all very relaxed practices, so we don't want to create any undue tension when we're practicing. That effort is actually fairly big. It's not easy to remain relaxed, but and it requires and creates a lot of strength to remain relaxed, ironically. So keep that in mind. All right. Well, I am not seeing much yet. Oh, also, if you're watching this after the fact and you're looking, and you guys, if people are interested in doing a morning Tai Chi class with a form that is just followed along with, and then we can add instructional stuff to that. Go ahead and comment in the in the comments here or on any of these videos, so we know that's something we might be looking into. So there you go. Alrighty. Well, that is all I have. We have pretty much gone through the whole series in fairly good detail, at least for the purposes of people practicing at home. All of this stuff can be done in a fairly small space. I have a fairly small space here. There does need to be a little bit of adjustment, but that adjustment in and of itself is a good practice. So, all right. Well, I will leave it there, and hopefully we will see you around. If we will probably start up online classes again here with Tai Chi. I'll probably be busy at least through the month of July for that. We generally take a break during the summer anyway, but as we're going through, look for some events. I may be doing some online events when it comes to Taiji and Kung Fu and all that kind of thing. So stay tuned. Be safe out there. Hopefully we'll be open soon and we'll all see everybody in person. So keep up that social distancing, and we'll see you soon.